Lorraine, are you there? Lorraine, open up. We need to talk. Lorraine?
What on earth, Eliza? Can't this wait until tomorrow?
No, it cannot wait. I must speak with you now.
Oh, all right. What is it then?
Does the name Desert Viper ring a bell?
Desert Viper? What is that? The new dish at Mike's?
God damn it, Lorraine, stop pretending. You are the Desert Viper.
Eliza,
Do you lack a conscience, Lorraine? Or are you completely unaware of the consequences of your actions?
I know. My guns kill thousands of innocent people.
What? No! I mean, yes, obviously they do, but that is not what I meant. Do you know what the taxes on firearms and ammunition are? I think you owe me, Lorraine.
Hey, let's not do anything hasty, dear. Come on, please, let's talk about this.
Let me explain what will happen to you now. You get to keep your business on a few conditions.
Do I have a choice?
Certainly you can choose not to accept. Of course, the choice accompanies a phone call to the...
Fine, I accept. Tell me what I have to do.
First, you solemnly swear not to ever involve Betty in this trash. Do not sell her anything.
Come on, I'm not stupid.
Second, I want to know where these weapons are coming from.
Well, if you must know, all my special produce comes from one place. The Kirtland Farm.
You mean to tell me that the Army is your supplier, straight out of Albuquerque? Preposterous! Hartman would never let something like this happen.
Oh, please, Eliza. That knucklehead ex-husband of yours hasn't realized he has a daughter. You think he's paying close attention to the munitions inventory? You crack me up, Eliza.
Damn it, John. Do not tell me anything else. The less I know about this, the safer I am. Oh, and one more thing. Would you happen to have an M1 Garand in stock?
What? Why would you need a weapon like that?
If you have one, I suggest you hand it over, right now.
No, you don't understand. This is a special order.
Oh, not to worry, Lorraine. I am sure your client will understand.
Oh.
Why do they call you the Desert Viper?
I know it's a bit corny, but my dad always called me affectionate things like that.
You think Desert Viper is a term of affection?
As opposed to what? Offspring?
Fair point. I am surprised Amos has not sniffed this out yet.
Ha! Amos couldn't find himself in a mirror.
Do not underestimate him, Lorraine. He may be distracted by a questionable case right now, but he will certainly catch up to you.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I've been next to the police station all year, and he never suspected a thing.
Well, you cannot say I did not try to warn you. Lorraine, this is a highly dangerous game you are playing.
Maybe, but it's one I've played all my life, and I know what I'm doing.
But surely the consequences must keep you up at night.
Yes, they do keep me awake all night. Counting money!
Pleasure doing business with you, Lorraine. Oh, just one more thing before I go. I will just state it plainly. You and Tucker are voting for me.
Okay.
Oh, and I also require the votes of your children and grandchildren to really ensure my silence.
But I don't have any children.
Well, then you'd better start working on that right away.
Lorraine's low-caliber fruits, how can I help you?
It's Cooper. You got my stuff?
Oh yes, I have your shipment right here.
Bene.
But there's a little problem.
Nosta bene. What problem?
I don't have the Garand.
Stupida vecchia strega! Do you know what I will do to you if you don't deliver?
Look, it was all cleaned up and ready to go, and then...
Don't tell me it was those chinchillas again.
No, it wasn't the rodents this time. It was the mayor.
La Syndica, you gave my Garand to the mayor?
I didn't have a choice. She was gonna shut me down.
Porca miseria! Did she mention why she wants the Garand?
She didn't say. She must be planning a safari trip, thanks to the taxpayers, of course.
Yes, of course. That must be what she's doing. My associate will drop by to collect the merchandise. Pronto. And then someday, you and I must have a little talk about supply and demand. Let me give you a preview. You need to supply exactly what I demand. Capisce?
It won't happen again, dear. I promise.
Good evening, Viper.
I believe this is what you were looking for, Mr. Harrelson.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I've been waiting to get my hands on one of these for a long time. Okay, lady, you held up your end of the deal, so I'll hold up mine. What's the plan?
Meet us by the church at midnight. You will receive further instructions then.
Works for me. That bank won't know what hit it.
Before I go, I want to make sure you do your part.
Of course I will. What do you take me for, lady?
An unreliable goon for hire who will disappear at the first sign of trouble.
Well, I'll cop to everything except unreliable. Anyway, I'm here until the morning at least.
Good. Then I shall see you when everything is ready.
General Hartman. Well, this is certainly an unpleasant surprise.
Hello, Dr. Dixon. The military is once more in need of your considerable expertise.
That's odd, because last I heard, my cooperation with the military was a one-time deal.
The deal has been altered, Doctor. Pray it doesn't become altered any further. Now come with me.
And what if I don't?
My orders are to bring you back on board using any method necessary. Keep that in mind.
I know my rights, and I'm not going with you. We've done enough damage already.
I'm afraid you don't have a choice, Doctor. This order comes from the President himself.
Well, I'm sorry you still have to listen to that loudmouth, but I do not. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Again, Dr. Dixon, I'm authorized to be as persuasive as I need to be. For example, I could say that if you don't cooperate, everyone in town will find out just why you left your previous career.
You can't do this to me. This was supposed to be my fresh start.
Oh, I can do that and far worse. Believe me. Now, are you coming?
Okay, fine. I'll go with you.
This way, Doctor.
Miss Mayor, what brings you to my humble stand?
You can stop pretending, Mr. Vasquez. No one is watching. I am pleased to see you have everything up and running already.
Then I guess you're here for an update on Operation Trash Collection.
In due time. First, I would like to talk about something else.
Aye, ma'am.
I need you to return to the safe house immediately.
No mames. What happened now? Did we get busted?
No, nothing like that. I just need you to go there because of reasons.
Is this a test, Senora Barrett? You were very specific about me not leaving my post.
Mr. Vasquez, your dedication is admirable, but you must go back to the safe house now.
If you want me to deviate from the plan that much, you need to tell me what's going on. Something's fishy about this. I don't think you're a woman who changes her mind on a whim.
Well, since you insist, and because I appreciate your thoroughness, I'm being forced by a hardened criminal to rob the bank, or he will kill Father Jenkins. It probably goes without saying, but there cannot be any witnesses.
Wait, you really aren't joking, are you? No mames! You know what kind of trouble you can get in for that?
Do you think I want to do this? What choice do I have?
Well, Senora, listen. I would be happy to help you, but my contract only covers our original deal.
So, are you leaving?
Shouldn't you tell Amos about the padre?
Trust me, everything is under control.
Whatever you say, Senora Barrett. Just don't get too involved.
Mr. Huckleberry, ruining someone's night, I see.
Ruin? No way! My music's gonna lull them into the sweetest dreams they've ever had.
Or nightmares.
Are you here for a reason, or did you just drop by to needle me?
I have a request, Mr. Huckleberry, if you are up to the task.
Let me guess. Hail to the chief?
Actually, I was going to ask if you could play something to make people leave the park.
You want me to play badly?
Yes, just the usual.
Oh, not to be rude, but this isn't really the kind of gig I had in mind.
It is a bit late for your tuneless screeching. Please call it a night.
Why would I do that? I just got started.
How do I put this subtly?
Ma'am, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Alrighty then. Mr. Huckleberry, are you aware that people are joining this space program because of you?
I don't think I follow.
Simply put, your infernal screeching is so horrible that some of our fellow citizens would rather strap themselves to a missile and be shot into the vastness of space just to get as far away from you and your music as humanly possible. Perhaps a tad harsh, but it did get him to stop playing. Now, if I could only find a way to make him leave as well. How are things with your baby girl?
She's not the same after that filthy pig put his grubby hands on her.
At least the two of you have been reunited.
I'm thinking of suing the sheriff's office over this.
No, they cannot afford a lawsuit.
Sorry, Miss Mayor, but I feel I deserve compensation for this.
Listen to me, you paltry excuse for a musician. If you so much as look up a lawyer's phone number, I will make sure your baby girl disappears forever. Get ready to play the tambourine, because you will never see your guitar again. I see your recent encounter with the sheriff has taught you well.
Yeah, I want to keep my distance from that guitar napper.
Goodbye, Mr. Huckleberry.
Go with the flow, Miss Mayor. Just a second, ma'am. Before you go, could I interest you in my songwriting skills? I could create a real catchy theme song for your campaign.
Interest is a strong word, but your music might just get me the youth vote. I suppose it is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Let me jam you the jammiest jam that's ever been jammed. Pretty good, huh? Got a real political vibe. Well, when do I start?
After much more consideration than you deserve, I have decided that I want you as far away from me and my campaign as physically possible.
It's too dark. I can't see anything.
That bad, huh? What's wrong with her?
We don't know. The doctors won't even look at her because we can't pay. All we know is that she's really sick.
Aw, buck up, little buddy. Hey, you know what I think will make you guys feel a lot better? How about a nice big piece of cake?
Yay! Cake!
Okay, 1 cake, special orphan price. That'll be $29.99 excluding tip.
What? We don't have any money, Mike.
No money, no cake, kiddo. You want something just for showing up? What do you think this is? Communist Russia? But, well, in your case, I'll make an exception. Just don't tell the man in the gas station.
No socialist dessert distribution under capitalism!
I have no time for games. Must we really talk to Michael? Is there truly no other option?
Holy smokes! Is that a giant cockroach? Is he cooking?
Hey, I got out a living somehow. Besides, what's the problem? You've been eating it since you got here. Where do you think all your school cafeteria food comes from?
Ew!
Kids, leave Rocco alone!
Haphazardly parking like this. Ugh. I wish there were a way to monetize inappropriate automotive positioning. Oh, ho ho ho. It appears Christmas came early this year. My goodness, Maxwell, this is far better than I thought it would be.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean, huh?
Oh, Max, I'm just teasing. But really, the bar looks wonderful. You did an amazing job.
I sure did. And I did it all by myself. I don't have minions to do the heavy lifting, unlike some people.
We have been over this 100 times, Max. You cannot just borrow Joseph whenever you feel like it. Besides, I am quite sure you can lift more than he can.
True. Anyway, welcome to the Kamehameha Tiki Bar and Lounge, Eliza. The best and only Polynesian drinking establishment on this side of Oahu. You ready to say aloha to a good time?
This really brings back memories of the good old days.
It really does, doesn't it? So, what brings the mayor to my humble establishment? I'm guessing the grand opening isn't the real reason you came in.
I am sure I do not even have to ask, but...
We've been through thick and thin together. I've always got your back. Besides, you're the best politician I know. You deserve to be mayor, and you have my support.
I knew I could count on you, Maxwell. Finally, someone that does not ask for something in return.
Now that you mention it, there is one thing.
No, do not dare to...
Just ribbing you. That said, maybe you could help me out. I need some live music for the bar, and I haven't had much luck. Maybe you could ask around?
Anything for a friend.
Great! The ad's over there on the pinboard.
Live music? Ugh, just what this place needs.
Actually, it's exactly what this place needs. Some live music should really cheer up the clientele.
What clientele?
Exactly. But first, I need your expertise. I had Frank Cooper draw up this contract for me since he has more business experience. I can't make heads or tails of this legal jargon, though. Can you look it over for me?
I suppose I could. I would not want you to be cheated, after all. Max, do you mind if I take this outside? I cannot abide that stench.
Go ahead. Now wait.
This is quite an aggressive contract. What a mind Mr. Cooper has for paperwork. Upon signing this document, employee promises to clean employer's home and all personal effects. Hardly standard in a musician's contract. But it heartens me to think of those freeloaders being put to real work. By the Sons of Liberty! How dare you steal from me? Well, Max, the good news is that while morally bankrupt, the contract seems to be perfectly legal. The bad news...
Oh, come on! Don't tell me it was that damn eagle again!
Well, if there is nothing else you need...
Not so fast. Go ask Frank. Maybe he has another copy.
Must I?
No, you're welcome to track down that eagle and steal the contract back before she eats it.
Max calls this the totem of your mama. Apparently, invoking its name will make any joke hilarious.
Oh, what on earth is that putrid stench?
My only customer.
For 1,000 nights, Max and I were the guardians of partying. Before the dark times, before the offspring. Damn, completely out of reach.
Hey Mom, can you raise my allowance? I gotta buy a ton of broccoli. Wait, what the heck are you doing?
Not now, offspring. I must recover something from that damned eagle's clutches.
Why don't you try using the church organ?
What? Why? The organ can barely be heard even inside the church. I saw to that.
Well, remember that time we had an infestation of crows?
How could I ever forget the most absurd idea you ever had?
The aerial tow service would have definitely worked. We just needed more crows.
Yes, well, limitations of physics aside, I do remember the incident. What is your point?
Well, we had to get rid of them, so we came up with an idea to scare them away. Linda amplified the organ so it would be 700 times louder.
Did it work?
I mean, yeah, it scared the crap out of them. Like, all the crap. It took us 3 weeks to clean it all up.
Could Miss Valentine repeat the experiment?
She said she wouldn't, but I bet if we lightened up the tow truck and found bigger birds...
Not your ridiculous invention. Could she modify the organ to scare off the eagle?
Why don't you talk to Bucky? Considering he dismantled it and kept the parts.
Is that wine?
Hey, relax! It's the Holy Commerce or something.
It's called taking the sacrament, you buffoon. Oh, are you even really a priest?
I'm more of a priest than you are, sugar. If you'll excuse me, I'm taking the sacrament.
Ms. Peanut, are you here to ask for divine guidance for handling my offspring?
Well, the church does have centuries of experience fighting demons and monsters, but I mostly just wanted to hear the father's personal experience with the beast.
Well, that is not our usual man.
He looks awfully familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Well, never mind.
How is the town treating you so far?
Oh, I'm loving it here, actually. It's a very beautiful town, and the people are all so unique.
I do hope no one is giving you trouble.
Just Augustine. She keeps sending me hilarious notes explaining the fastest routes out of town. It was funny at first, but it's gotten a bit old already.
That will be all for now, Ms. Peanut.
Have a good night, Ms. Mayor. One more thing, Mayor Barrett. I'm starting to think I need a bit more preparation before I handle the beast. If I'm to have a fair go, I need to know where my predecessors went wrong.
The more information you have, the better your chances of helping her, I suppose. What do you need to know?
Well, I'm fairly familiar with the beast and her body of work, but there are some rumors I'd love to know more about. The lion tamer, for example, or the exorcism. Oh, what about the rumor that she accidentally became a war hero? And how about the foreign university scandal? Is that story true?
One of your predecessors believed my offspring was possessed by the devil himself and insisted on an exorcism. I know it sounds crazy, but, well, actually, he did drive something out of her. Not the devil, of course, but a lesser demon.
Bloody oath. You're not joking, are you?
No, I am not. The most unfortunate part is that when the demon was released, he wouldn't stop thanking us and kissing our feet. Apparently, far from being the cause of Betty's behavior, he was horrified by it.
That's quite the tale, Ms. Mayor.
Well, the Vatican was not as entertained, let me tell you. Poor Jenkins was vilified as a demon savior and nearly excommunicated.
Well, the press certainly didn't go into enough detail about what happened. Tell me another story. You've got one, don't you?
Unfortunately, yes, I do. That lion tamer, well, that was a joke. You should have seen him, a hirsute man in suspenders and tights, cracking his whip everywhere.
Ha, what a dag. And what kind of amateur needs a whip to tame a lion? Well, anyway, what happened to your hairy bloke in tights?
Well, he tried to tame Betty, and it did not go well for him. Have you ever seen a grown man cry?
Yeah, of course.
But have you ever seen a grown man cry while leaping through flaming hoops and purring?
No, I haven't, but that sounds bloody brilliant.
I must confess that it was hard to be angry with her for that. Watching her crack the whip and force him to do tricks was priceless.
That's one hell of a story. Got another?
You know I do. Next, I think you should hear this one. The war hero thing, well, that was surprising for everyone involved. You see, 1944 was a tough year for all of us here. That was the year I agreed to sign a stop work order for the U.S. mail for local routes. The carriers were incensed, especially as they were immediately drafted and given overseas assignments.
But how are a bunch of posties a threat? What could they even do?
Nothing on their own, but my offspring's teacher came up with a plot to get rid of her and enlisted every postal worker we had let go to help him. They lured her into a giant box with a Twonky and a ball of shiny foil, then sealed it, wrapped it in chains, and sent her to Normandy.
Bloody hell, that's a bit much. Was she hurt?
Hurt? No, she was returned safe and sound, with a letter thanking us for volunteering her for service. Apparently, she put the Allies' munitions to surprisingly effective use.
That sounds like something that would build her character, though.
I think more than anything, she demoralized the Germans. If I did not know better, I would say Hitler shot himself out of fear that she would get him next. What? No comment this time?
Sorry, I was just... Well, I know impressed is probably the wrong word, but Yeah, I was rather impressed by that one. Took me a moment to process everything. Can I hear another story?
Oh, that university thing was doomed from the word go. You see, one teacher tried to reform my offspring instead of punishing her. She created a fake school in Brazil, the totally genuine University of Pernambuco. My offspring would have been the sole student, allowing her to receive special attention. As you might expect, she failed the entrance exam.
But I heard all she had to do was sign her own name and she would have passed. How could she have possibly screwed that up?
Well, she assumed it was a trick question, so she wrote Benzin instead.
That's extraordinary. For so many reasons.
The worst part was breaking the news to Benjamin that it had all been a misunderstanding. He had already packed his bags and bought his ticket. Oh, he was crushed, cried for weeks.
Crikey.
Anyway, whatever you might have heard about my offspring, Ms. Peanut, the truth is far worse. That will be all for now, Ms. Peanut.
Talk to you later.
I do not have the time to play around. Joseph, let us redirect this energy elsewhere. Come with me. This had better work, Joseph.
It'll work. Quit belly aching. You're making me lose focus.
Do not sass me, Joseph. I am already annoyed that I have wasted my evening on this escapade.
You feel like your time's being wasted? Anyway, now what? Hey, what'd you know? It actually worked. All right, if there's nothing else, I can still get 6 minutes of sleep.
Do not start slacking off just yet, Joseph. You must dismantle this monstrosity immediately. I do not want my offspring getting any ideas. Now, where did that thing fly off to?